What does it take to make someone walk away from over 1 million followers? In 2019, I had a thriving Facebook community called Uplifting content of over 1 million people, and I quit cold turkey because social media was genuinely destroying my mental health. But here I am, back on social media, making videos again. I'm Ione, I'm an actress and the founder of Uplifting content, and I learned something crucial in my time away. It's that social media doesn't have to be depressing. You just have to use it differently. Let me explain. There were so many reasons why I left. First, it was overwhelming. Managing a community of that size felt like having a second full-time job that never stopped. Second, it wasn't financially sustainable. I hadn't figured out how to monetize it, so it was just costing me money every single month to keep it running. But the biggest reason was I found being on social media genuinely depressing. I was focused on validation, checking how posts were performing, feeling my mood rise and fall based on likes and comments. I didn't like that when I posted something heartfelt and honest, something I really cared about, it would barely get any engagement. But if I posted a thirst trap, a hot photo of myself looking cute, it got a lot of attention. I really hated how you have to play the dumb algorithm game just to get any traction on these platforms. And then there was the scrolling. Hours of mindless, zombie-like scrolling. Doom scrolling through terrible news, or comparing myself to people's curated perfect lives. I also value my privacy, and putting myself out there so much felt really uncomfortable. So I stepped away. But as I mentioned in the intro, I've decided to come back. And I feel better about it this time because I have a purpose. Now more than ever, I think people need uplifting content. I need uplifting content in my life. I wanted to create something meaningful, rather than just consuming whatever the algorithm feeds me, and I wanted to be intentional with how I use social media. So in this video, I'm going to deep dive into how social media actually impacts us and look at why I felt so depressed, why we can't stop scrolling, and what we can do to use it in a more healthy way. And I'll end with a guided meditation to help you reset your relationship with social media. Let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so it turns out my experience wasn't just me being weak or dramatic. The research is clear. Social media is fundamentally changing how we feel. Nearly 40% of adults admit that social media makes them feel lonely or isolated. Think about that. We're using these platforms to connect, but they're actually making us feel more alone. But here's what gave me some hope. Researchers had young adults take just 1 week off social media, and the results were dramatic. Anxiety symptoms dropped by 16%. Depression symptoms plummeted by 24%. Insomnia improved by 14.5% in just 1 week. That's how quickly our brains can start to heal when we step away. The impacts are even more severe for younger users. Children and adolescents who spend more than 3 hours per day on social media face double the risk of experiencing anxiety and depression symptoms. And the average 8th and 10th grader are already spending 3.5 hours per day. Most young people are living above the danger threshold as their normal everyday experience. I'm sure you are well aware by now that social media apps are designed to be addictive. Every notification, every like, comment, or share activates the exact same dopamine-driven reward pathways in your brain as addictive substances like cocaine or things like gambling. Your brain lights up in the same way, but social media is more sophisticated than just giving you a reward. These apps use something called variable reward schedules. You can't predict when you'll get that like or comment, which makes you check more frequently. It's the exact same mechanism slot machines use to keep people gambling. And then there's the infinite scroll. In 2006, a designer named Asa Raskin created the feature while working at a user interface company. He was frustrated with clicking through multiple pages of search results, so he designed a system where new content automatically loads as you scroll down. No clicking next page, no natural stopping point. Social media platforms loved that and quickly adopted it. He's since called it one of his biggest regrets, estimating that infinite scroll has collectively cost humanity about 200,000 lifetimes of attention per day. The feature was designed to keep you scrolling endlessly without ever hitting a natural moment to ask yourself, should I stop now? It eliminates that pause that could let you regain control. And here's the really disturbing part. Your brain physically changes. It undergoes something called neural pruning, where it becomes more efficient by strengthening certain pathways and weakening others. Frequent social media use accelerates this process, literally rewiring your brain to make the reward pathway faster and stronger. That's why it gets harder to stop over time. You're not weak. Your brain architecture is being altered to pull you back to the app. Then, when you finally log off, your brain experiences a dopamine deficit. It doesn't just return to your natural baseline, it drops below it. That crash creates an intense craving to go back online, completing the addiction loop. You're chasing the high to escape the low that the platform itself created. A recent study looked at young people being treated for depression. 40% of them reported problematic social media use, defined as feeling genuine distress when unable to access social media. Not just disappointment, distress. That's clinical addiction level dependency. Here's where the research gets interesting. A massive UK study followed over 15,000 adults and discovered something that actually surprised researchers. High-frequency posting on social media, so putting yourself out there publicly, was strongly associated with mental health problems a year later. But just viewing content or passively scrolling, the link wasn't nearly as clear or strong. When you're posting publicly, you're performing. You're curating this vision of yourself and then measuring your worth by how strangers respond. You're waiting for validation, refreshing to see if people liked your post, feeling that gut punch when something you cared about gets ignored. I lived this. The heartfelt posts that got no traction, or the thirst traps that blew up. That constant performance anxiety is what does the damage. Now, passive scrolling has its own problems. It fuels FOMO and social comparison. That was my other trap. Endless scrolling, comparing my life to everyone else's carefully edited highlights. But the one exception is private direct messaging with actual friends. That's real connection, and it actually helps with loneliness. Another issue is how social media use affects your sleep. More than 4 in 10 teens say social media directly hurts their sleep. 45% report worse sleep. 40% report lower productivity. And it's not just about staying up late scrolling. The light from screens disrupts your circadian rhythm. The content itself, whether it's stressful news or triggering social comparison, activates your stress response right when your brain should be winding down for rest. This creates a vicious cycle. You're up late scrolling, your sleep suffers, your mental health declines, so you seek comfort and distraction on social media, which keeps you up even later. Poor sleep is directly linked to depressive symptoms, altered brain development in adolescence, and even suicidal ideation. It's all connected. Each piece makes the others worse. So that's all pretty overwhelming. But here's the good news. There are real, actionable strategies that work. Create friction. Make it less convenient to use impulsively. I removed all social media apps from my phone entirely. Now I have to consciously log in through a browser on my computer, which gives me a pause, a moment to ask, do I actually want to do this right now, or is this just a compulsive habit? Set boundaries. Keep your phone out of your bedroom at night. I do this religiously, and it has helped my sleep. You might need to buy an old school alarm clock to wake you up in the morning, but keep your phone out of your room. Your sleep matters too much to compromise. Kill the notifications. I've disabled almost everything on my phone and laptop. You don't need to be interrupted constantly. Those little dopamine hits from notifications are training your brain to stay anxious and reactive. It's also really hard to focus on a task when you're constantly distracted by notifications. Use grayscale mode. I did try this on my phone and it looked so incredibly dull, so much so I actually turned the color back. But if you really want to stay off your phone, try it. Bright colors trigger your brain's reward system, so by removing the visual stimulation, the apps become way less appealing. Track your time. Set actual time limits and hold yourself accountable. Most of us have no idea how much time we're really spending on social media. But beyond the practical stuff, there are deeper cognitive strategies. Practice mindful awareness. When you notice a negative thought triggered by something you saw online, comparison, inadequacy, anxiety, don't try to suppress it, just observe it. Label it, that's a comparison thought, that's an insecurity arising. Create distance between you and the thought. You are not your thoughts. Let them pass through without grabbing onto them. Also remember, everything is curated. Every single post you see is edited, strategically designed to influence your perception. That's not someone's reality, it's selective self-disclosure, a performance. When you internalize that, the comparison loses its power. Train your feed aggressively. The algorithm isn't neutral, so fight back. Mute or unfollow any account that triggers negative responses. Actively seek out content that supports your well-being. You can't control the algorithm completely, but you can influence what it shows you. Embrace asynchronous communication. You don't have to respond immediately to everything. Schedule specific times to check messages and comments. Move away from the constant real-time reactivity. This preserves your attention for real-world tasks and dramatically reduces the mental load of feeling like you always need to be on. The goal here isn't to eliminate social media. For many of us, that's not realistic or even desirable. For marginalized youth, people in rural areas, or anyone facing barriers to connection in the real world, these platforms can be a genuine lifeline for finding community, acceptance, and support. The goal is intentional engagement, to transform social media from a source of chronic anxiety into a tool that supports genuine connection and well-being. I'm back on social media, but I'm doing it differently this time. I have a purpose. I'm creating content I believe in. I'm being intentional about when and how I engage. I'm using the strategies I just shared to protect my mental health. And I'm being honest about the fact that this is hard. These platforms are literally designed to exploit our psychological vulnerabilities. Overcoming that requires awareness, effort, and self-compassion. If you've been feeling like social media is draining you, or making you anxious, or feeding your depression, you're not imagining it. The research validates what you're experiencing. And you have more control than you think. Not over the algorithms, but over how you engage with them. You can choose to be intentional instead of reactive. You can set boundaries. You can train your feed. You can reframe what you're seeing. You can use these platforms as tools rather than letting them use you. All right, ready for a meditation designed to help you reset your relationship with social media and find a better way of engaging with the digital world? Let's do it.
Before we begin, make sure you're in a safe, comfortable space. Do not listen to this meditation while driving or operating machinery. Find a comfortable lying position ideally, or seated if you need to. And if possible, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Let's begin. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment and release it slowly through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Hold and release slowly through your mouth. One more in through your nose. Hold. Release slowly through your mouth. Let the out-breath carry away any urgency, any tension you've been holding. Now bring your attention to your body. Notice the weight of it. Feel where you're making contact with whatever is supporting you. The chair, the floor, the bed. You are here. You are present. You are grounded in physical reality. Take another slow breath in and out. Let your shoulders soften and drop. Relax your jaw. Release any tightness in your hands. You don't need to hold on to anything right now. If your mind is busy, thoughts about what you need to do later, or what you saw online earlier, worries about notifications you might be missing, that's completely natural. Don't fight those thoughts. Instead, notice them gently and let them drift past like clouds moving across the sky. You are not your thoughts. You are not your online presence. You are not the curated version of yourself you present to the world. You are the steady, quiet awareness beneath all of that. Now bring your attention to the sensation of your breath. Don't try to control it. Just observe. Feel the cool air entering your nostrils, the gentle rise of your chest and belly, the warm air leaving your body. Each breath is an anchor, bringing you back to this moment, this body, this real, tangible existence.
Welcome back. I hope that helped you reconnect with your own agency and presence. Remember, this isn't about demonizing technology or pretending social media doesn't exist. It's about engaging with it on your terms, with intention and boundaries that protect what matters most to you. If this video helps you think differently about your relationship with social media, please like and subscribe to this channel so I can keep creating these videos for you. Share it with someone who might be struggling with the scroll. And if you want to be part of a more intentional community, join my Patreon, where I host a weekly video call and you'll get access to the full-length guided meditations. Lastly, sign up to my weekly email so you don't miss new videos and you're not beholden to the algorithm. The link is in the description. Thank you for being here. I hope this has given you some clarity and some tools to take back control of how you engage with social media. See you next Monday for another video.